for me, especially collaborating with a lyricist, it forces me to get out of my comfort zone because I'm having to, dive into someone else's point of view or someone else's writing.
Yep.
And it helps me greatly to travel musically in different ways because I have to, because the map of where the music has to go to, namely the lyrics, is different from what I would plot.
Right. Yeah.
And just that point of difference alone enables me to have to think of other things to make it fit.
Yeah, and you've already kind of got a roadmap. If you've got a set of lyrics, they're already there.
Yeah.
I'm imagining, you're probably a little bit like me, is that when you write by yourself, they can kind of come in a bit of a mix. You've got some lyrics, then you get some music, and then you get some more lyrics. And it's not necessarily that you just sit down and write, a set of lyrics and you go, okay, now I'll pick the guitar up. It kind of, when you can do both, it probably is a bit more of a mixed process.
Yeah.
I was thinking when you were saying that, because I was talking about the online stuff, and I was wondering if somebody's starting out, I was actually thinking about like online dating versus dating in the real world, and thinking online dating is probably easier if you've done it in the real world a little bit. If you've had some of those interactions, then you can kind of use some of that same stuff, but in a chat sense. But if you don't know what you're doing, you just, So I was wondering whether, for somebody like Hayden who kind of wants to get into that, my feeling is what you said actually kind of links in about Adrian, links in nicely with what Amanda said, which is that you went up to Adrian effectively with a compliment and you had some knowledge of him. Mm-hmm. You were like, I've heard your songs, I really like those words, hey.
Yeah.
Would you be interested in excuse me, would you be interested in doing something together?
Yeah.
And Amanda talked about how much she's, if you haven't listened to that episode, Amanda's a lyricist, writes with a lot of different people, and
I think it's episode 13.
Yeah. And she basically talked about really getting to know the person, and not just their musical, who they are as a musician, but trying to get to know their personality a little bit, like do a bit of investigative work, stalking, you might say.
Super snooping.
And find out a little bit about them. And I feel like, in Hayden's situation, it'd be great if you find an artist you admire, is go and really delve into their website, see what they've been doing, see the stuff they've been writing, pick out some favourite songs of theirs that you like, that you feel kind of might, that you might be able to kind of link in with, and then you've got a starting point for a conversation.